Joining us from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Todd Fuhrman with another edition of Todd's Odds, brought to you by FanDuel, our sports betting expert, here to talk all things NFL. And Todd, I'm going to actually start with the Cincinnati Bengals. Truly fascinating team. First of all, their odds to win the Super Bowl dropped from 15-1 to 20-1 after that upset loss to the Patriots in Week 1. My question for you would be, are we counting the Bengals out a little too quickly? Is there a chance that you could see some value in them right now?
You know, Jay, I'm not running to the window to bet them right now at 20-1. I think there were some things that we saw in their season opener against the Patriots that were a little bit disconcerting. Couldn't run the ball all that effectively with either Chase Brown or Zach Moss. The run defense looked a little bit leaky, and there was no threat of a passing game from the New England Patriots. The problem, though, that we've seen, Jay, is this team starts the season slow. We go all the way back to 2020, and you look at what the Bengals have done offensively, run nearly 600 plays between Week 1 or Week 2. 1.2% of those plays, a grand total of 7, have covered 25 yards or more. So this team loves to get themselves behind the 8 ball, but I do have some legitimate concerns, some that probably won't be assuaged as early as this weekend at Arrowhead.
I want to talk about the Detroit Lions. They were the only team last season to cover the spread in 12 of their regular season games, and they covered the spread in Week 1 with their victory in Week 1. Now they're a touchdown favorite over a pretty good Tampa Bay Buccaneers team this weekend, Todd. I guess it's a two-part question. Do you think they'll cover again this weekend? And where do you have Detroit ranked among your potential Super Bowl contenders?
They've been dynamite, Jay. When you look at the ATS record for the Lions under Dan Campbell over a 55-game sample size, 38-17 against the number. So just blindly betting the Lions each week, quite the profitable outcome. That being said, you look at the way the betting market has moved this weekend when they'll play host to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number opens 6.5, no resistance all the way through the key number of 7 out to 7.5. And you can understand why, given the rash of injuries the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are dealing with in their secondary, most notably to arguably one of the best safeties in the league in Antoine Winfield Jr. In terms of where Detroit ranks in the pecking order for the NFC or the league in general, look, I have them right alongside the San Francisco 49ers as front runners. This is a team that I bet in a market before the year to be the last undefeated team at a price right around 7.5 to 1. And if they're able to get that defense to make small improvements with some of the youth and the offseason acquisitions that they made, this is a group that I think will be right there in the thick of things and maybe not let the NFC Championship slip through their fingers like they did last year against San Francisco.
Todd, you live in one of the shopping meccas of the world, so let's go prop shopping together. Do you have an anytime TD scorer for us this weekend?
You know, this may make football fans across all of North America recoil in disgust. But when everybody runs away from a quarterback, Jay, that's when I run to him, not to give him a shoulder to cry on, but because I think there's value in the betting market. And when I look at the Washington Commanders game against the New York Giants, everyone wants to talk about the running ability of Jaden Daniels for the Commanders, but I think Daniel Jones's legs, especially in the red zone this week against that much maligned Commanders defense, could pay dividends. And I am more than happy to back DJ to get into the end zone as an anytime touchdown scorer at a price tag right around 5 to 2.
Wow. Daniel Jones finally getting some love from our guy, Todd Fuhrman. Before the season, Todd, you told us that New Orleans will not be playing in their home Super Bowl this year. You eliminated from potentially appearing in the Super Bowl. That's what you're doing for us. After seeing everybody in Week 1, any other teams that you'd like to eliminate from potential Super Bowl contention?
I mean, apparently I gave the New Orleans Saints all the bulletin board material that they needed, Jay, because they had this segment streaming throughout the team facility. And so what do Week 1? They go out there and beat the Carolina Panthers by 37 points. But I'm not worried about New Orleans getting all the way to a home Super Bowl game. But I will eliminate the team that they beat in Carolina. I still think that this group can take a step forward. But Bryce Young just doesn't look that part of a starting quarterback capable of putting a team on his back. Dave Canales may get this offense turned around, but unfortunately, to our good friends in the Charlotte area, you do not need to make plans to head to New Orleans in the middle of February. The Carolina Panthers will not be playing for the Lombardi Trophy.
All right, so we got New Orleans on the list. We've got Carolina on the list as well, if you're following along
Cowboys
at home. Now, I also want to say, Todd, this is very exciting. We have a new edition of our very popular Are They Related segment, and it involves you, my friend. You and actor Patrick Fischler. Here he is as Jimmy Barrett in Mad Men. He's been in Old School. He's been in Lost. He's been in a bunch of stuff. You probably recognize him. Todd, this is uncanny to us. Are you two related?
We are not related, Jay, but this is also not the first time that I've heard people make connections to Patrick Fischler. I do think he has better eyebrows. He probably has a more chiseled jaw, but I'm willing to put my sports betting acumen up against his because I can't come anywhere close to replicating his acting chops. So kudos to Patrick Fischler. He will be the much more accomplished member of the Fuhrman family tree until further notice.
I'll say this. I look forward to Patrick Fischler eventually playing Todd Fuhrman in Bet the Board, the Todd Fuhrman story, coming soon to Crave and other streamers near you.